Is it visible now?
Yes.
So, caste discrimination, Gandhi and Ambedkar. Let us see what are the question asked. And one question is asked every year. And you will find out the kind of repetitive questions that have been asked. Repetitive in the sense, the same kind of questions will be asked again and again, again and again. और मुश्किल से मुश्किल 2 से 3 पेज का नोट्स है इसका. And a 10 marker is also asked, 15 marker is asked, or a 20 marker is asked. Sometimes they try to trick you. अंबेडकर का व्यू देके गांधी जी का व्यू, उसके ऊपर गांधी जी का ओपिनियन पूछ लेते हैं, और गांधी का व्यू देके डॉक्टर अंबेडकर का व्यू पूछ लेते हैं. That is the only trick that they play in this, by giving their statement or camouflaging their statement. इसके अलावा और कोई ट्रिक भी नहीं है इसमें. So critically analyze the social and political significance of Ambedkar's notion of annihilation of caste. So critically you have to analyze. So you have to tell what is his notion of annihilation of caste, and critically analyze. Then you will also write Gandhiji's view and a conclusion. Evaluate Gandhiji's views on eradication of caste system. Here you will write only Gandhiji's views and the concerns or challenges. Remember हमने किया था कि some of Gandhiji's own views may stand in way of emancipation of members of the scheduled caste. For example, Gandhiji did not believe in urbanization, industrialization, technology, etc. Okay. Discuss the views of Dr. Ambedkar regarding caste discrimination in Indian society. What are the measures suggested by him for its elimination? तो यहाँ गांधी जी का पूछ लिया, यहाँ पर डॉक्टर अंबेडकर का व्यू पूछ लिया कि what is the view regarding caste discrimination. So we have discussed a paragraph that he considers caste discrimination as the gravest form of inequality or injustice in India. It is seen in untouchability. Untouchability is based on the caste-based discrimination. Caste-based discrimination is Brahminical order, and the Brahminical order is subscribing to the authority or political power. What are the measures suggested? Remember 5 steps of Dr. Ambedkar. How many of you remember the 5 steps? Yes. याद है किसी को? नहीं. Yes or no? Is my voice audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Remember the 5 steps given by Dr. Ambedkar? चलिए नहीं याद है तो we will quickly revise that. State and examine Dr. Ambedkar's contribution towards social changes in independent India. क्योंकि ये philosophy paper 2 में पूछा गया है. So basically you will be asking about, you will be writing about Dr. Ambedkar's view on caste or annihilation of caste. State and examine Gandhian concept of social development. Now this I believe is wrongly put in this. आपका एक और topic है development and social progress. It is a separate topic. This question is from that topic, not so much from Gandhi versus Dr. Ambedkar on caste. Okay, there is a separate topic in your syllabus. Explain whether there is any difference between the views of Mahatma Gandhi and Baba Sahib Ambedkar on the philosophical foundations of secular democracy. Both of them will be saying that, or Dr. Ambedkar will be saying that political democracy is incomplete without, yes, social democracy, and they will discuss about caste based discrimination on that. तो मतलब घुमा फिरा के ये देखिए कैमोफ्लाज कर दिया इन्होंने कि आप समझ ही ना पाए कि भाई ये क्या लिखना है. फिलोसॉफिकल फाउंडेशंस ऑफ सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेसी. सो The foundations are political democracy, social democracy, economic democracy, and Dr. Ambedkar says political democracy has no meaning without social democracy. Okay, so अब उसके बाद फिर आप अपने कंटेंट में इसको जोड़ लेंगे. It is said that traditional hold of caste-based groups on Indian social behavior has survived all attempts to build alternate identities. Discuss in light of Mahatma Gandhi. Now here basically it is, पहला पार्ट तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये कहां से आ गया, ये तो सोसाइटी का क्वेश्चन आ गया ऑफ GS1. But here we will be writing what is Mahatma Gandhi's view on caste. Why caste has survived, what is the importance of caste, and what are the ways that he suggests for reformation of caste. Is caste discrimination a result of superiority complex of a privileged class of society or religious rituals? Discuss with reference to the views propounded by Dr. Ambedkar. So what is caste discrimination? That part again, this may even come as a GS2 topic. In GS2 last time we had discussed, in before reservation topic we had discussed caste based discrimination. You may use some of the content from there, but you have to actually write Dr. Ambedkar's view on caste from your social political philosophy, जो भी हमने first paragraph लिखा है, where he analyzes caste system in India. How did Dr. Ambedkar analyze the caste system from the historical and social perspective? Again, एक जो paragraph हमने लिखा है on caste system, that is all that is required in all these kinds of questions, which is asked on Dr. Ambedkar's analysis of the caste system. Evaluate Ambedkar's critique of caste system. So you will first criticize the caste system from Ambedkar's perspective and then write the counter. And counter obviously will not be your view. It will be Gandhiji's view. You are not big enough to counter Dr. Ambedkar. Man must grow materially as well as spiritually. Evaluate this statement. This is actually a statement given by Gandhiji, but they have clubbed it with Dr. Ambedkar. If caste discrimination has continuity and hierarchy, which principle of justice can dissolve? अब ये question number 12 is an interesting question. It is linking caste discrimination with justice theory. और theories of justice में आपने क्या पढ़ा है? You have studied about the traditional theories, Plato, Aristotle, उससे तो solve होगा नहीं. Then you have studied about libertarian theories. Positive liberty में आ गए Rawls, negative liberty में आ गए Hayek, Nozick एक्सेट्रा. अगेन हायक, नॉजिक एक्सेट्रा, इनसे तो होगा नहीं. ये तो लोग कह रहे हैं कि अगर कोई ट्रेन लेट है तो उसको लेट ही रखा जाए. और दे आर सेइंग दैट इफ समबडी हैज if you cannot swim like a whale and fly like an eagle, it does not mean that you don't have equality. तो हम रॉल्स से तो एक बार को फिर भी सोच सकते हैं और बच जाता है बाकी अमर्त्य सेन. लेकिन यहीं पर हमको हिंट मिल जाता है कि हियर instead of principle of justice topic we will be referring to Gandhi versus Gandhi's theory and Dr. Ambedkar's theory. So it is kind of a misdirect. It is pushing you to venture into the justice theory, but बहुत ज्यादा आपको वहां पे मदद नहीं मिलेगी. Justice as fairness भी अगर हम इसमें लगाना चाहें तो कोई व्यक्ति अगर अपना सोशल स्टेटस ही नहीं जानता है, then he or she will not be able to analyze this problem. This problem has a historical and social context. तो अमर रॉल्स का जो नेगोशिएटर है, from the wheel of ignorance, he will not be able to solve the problem of discrimination. यही बात तो अमर्त्य सेन कह रहे हैं कि आपका तो एक यूनिवर्सल थ्योरी है, जबकि हमको तो जस्टिस सॉल्व करना है एट पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंसेस. So if at all there is Amartya Sen's capability theory, but which has its own problems. So instead of venturing into justice के theories, we will write Gandhi and Ambedkar. हम mention कर देंगे passive by में capability approach of Rawls, justice as fairness and capability approach. Okay. What are the basic differences between Gandhi जी and Ambedkar regarding caste? जो हमने last में एक table बनाया था दोनों के views में. कि कास्ट पे क्या व्यू है, रिलीजन पे क्या व्यू है, व्हाट डू दे रेफर पीपल एज, ये हरिजन कह रहे हैं, ये अनटचेबल कह रहे हैं. देन व्हाट इज द मेथड बीइंग सजेस्टेड, ये गांधी जी कह रहे हैं कि अनटचेबिलिटी को हटाया जाए, वेयर एज डॉक्टर अंबेडकर इज सेइंग एनहाइलेशन ऑफ कास्ट. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज what were Gandhiji's views on Varna and Jati? Critically discuss Ambedkar's disagreement with Gandhi's treatment of Varna. So Gandhiji will be appreciative. He will say that it is a very useful or or a very noble experiment for division of work in society. गांधी जी कहेंगे कि भाई इकोनॉमिक स्किल को इनहेरिट करने का बहुत अच्छा तरीका है, तो अगर हम इसको रिफॉर्म कर पाए तो इट विल बी वेल एंड गुड. देन Dr. Ambedkar's criticism, whatever is in the notes, that part you'll write. Can the conception of rights of citizen be sustained in a society characterized by caste discrimination? Discuss. So basically here you will write Dr. Ambedkar's view. But here I believe again, this question is more about the rights and duties, citizen and state chapter. राइट्स, ड्यूटीज एंड अकाउंटेबिलिटी, सिटीजन एंड स्टेट, वहां का पार्ट भी हमको थोड़ा सा लिखना है. इट इज नॉट प्राइमरली अ कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन टॉपिक, बट we can definitely mention that part. Okay, then caste is not a sin, but caste discrimination is. As a concerned citizen, critically comment on this statement. Again, this is Gandhiji's statement. So you have to comment. So you will defend from Gandhiji's position, and then you will write the counter. That is, some of Gandhiji's views may come in as a hindrance. That is why Dr. Ambedkar will be going for annihilation of caste. Discuss the impact of caste discrimination, affirmative or otherwise, on the harmony of society as a whole. Impact of caste discrimination, affirmative or otherwise, on the harmony of society as a whole. Again, Dr. Ambedkar's view on, because he will say that a Hindu's loyalty is towards its caste, his values are towards his caste, his ethics is towards his caste, his economy is towards his caste, so on and so forth. Okay, so what do you understand by Sarvodaya? Consider this connection. Again, this is from social development topic, not the discrimination topic. This is a separate topic. Development and social progress. लास्ट के 3-4 जो सवाल लिखे हैं वो एक्चुअली में गांधी जी के ऊपर क्वेश्चंस हैं, कमिंग फ्रॉम वेरियस पार्ट्स इन योर पेपर 2. जैसे महात्मा गांधी ऑन सर्वधर्म संभाव, दिस इज एक्चुअली अ सेकुलरिज्म क्वेश्चन. सेकुलरिज्म में लास्ट में लिखेंगे व्हाट इज हिज व्यू ऑन सर्वधर्म संभाव. देन पॉलिटिक्स बेनिफिट ऑफ रिलीजन इज एब्सोल्यूट रट इवन टू बी शन्ड. महात्मा गांधी, अगेन ये कास्ट का क्वेश्चन नहीं है, एक टॉपिक है आपके में अनार्किज्म, which Gandhiji supports in a way. He supports anarchism from the sense that political institutions or state is based on coercion of the individual. Gandhiji does not support this. So this is mainly from that topic. It is not a caste discrimination topic. तो last के 3 सवाल तो जो हैं they are from a separate topic. Remaining में it is primarily asking either Gandhiji's view, यानी 3 ही तरह के सवाल पूछे गए हैं. गांधी जी का व्यू, डॉक्टर अंबेडकर्स व्यू, एंड कंपेयर एंड कमेंट. यही 3 सवाल हैं जिसको कि हमको प्रिपेयर करना है, एंड देयर इज जस्ट 2 to 3 pages of the notes, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so just let us revise the notes once very quickly, and so that you can start writing the first question. So it starts from here. Dr. Ambedkar on inequality. So he analyzed the problem of inequality in India, particularly in Hindu society, with special reference to the glaring discrimination based on caste system. At the heart of social justice was the practice of untouchability, root of which lie in caste system, whereas the root of caste system lie in Varna and ashram system sanctioned by Brahmanical religion, and root of Brahmanical religion lies in authoritarianism or political power. Ambedkar insisted on calling them Harijans because soothing name or soft palliatives will hardly serve the purpose. Whitewashing will not serve the dilapidated building. We must pull it down. Dr. Ambedkar compared untouchability to slavery with no responsibility of feeding the slaves. He was convinced that annihilation of caste was the solution to end this inhuman imposed disability. He analyzed and refuted traditional arguments given in favor of, sorry, just a second. So he analyzed and refuted the traditional arguments given in the favor of caste system. The first phase of socio-religious reform movement was successful in reforming the Hindu family, but reform, reconstruction, and reorganization of Hindu society was not done, which was done by Dr. Ambedkar. Caste systems, namely economic efficiency, improvement of race, these arguments are not justified. Caste system was demoralizing, disintegrating the Hindu society. Hindu's public is his caste, his responsibility is only caste, his loyalty is restricted to caste. Virtue has become caste ridden, morality has been caste bound. There is no sympathy to the deserving, no appreciation to the meritorious, no charity to the needy. Therefore, it needs to be abolished. This is analysis. जो भी सवाल पूछा गया है, व्हाट इज द एनालिसिस ऑफ कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन बाय डॉक्टर अंबेडकर, और व्हाट इज द एनालिसिस ऑफ कास्ट सिस्टम बाय डॉक्टर अंबेडकर, वी विल बी राइटिंग दिस पार्ट. फ्रॉम हियर ऑनवर्ड्स इट इज addressing that part of those questions which are asking about what are the suggestions. So suggestion: intercaste dining and intercaste marriages, Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I got disconnected. So we were discussing what are the steps given by Dr. Ambedkar. So intercaste dining, intercaste marriages, scientific and rational attitude. For the untouchables, he gave 5 steps. Untouchables should dissociate from traditional bonds of untouchability like dragging cattle, drinking bad liquor, eating beef. Untouchables should try to restore their self-respect and become educated and professionally trained, migrate to large towns and cities. The untouchables should be represented at all levels of the government by their own representatives. Government should provide special protection for those who have faced historical discrimination. All forms of caste must be abolished. The functions of the priest performing various ceremonies should be by trained persons from any caste under state supervision. That is his suggestion. Then appraisal of his view, there is justification in paying that leadership of untouchables should come from among themselves, but somehow this suggestion has been interpreted to mean that they should disown all social reformers and well-wishers. But we cannot downplay the role of Dayanand Saraswati, Swami Vivekanand, एंड इवन गांधी जी. और यहाँ ये बोल के आप गांधी जी का व्यू फिर जोड़ दें. एक लाइन हमने बहुत अच्छी इसमें लिखी है, अ क्रिटिकल इवेल्युएशन में क्वेश्चन द मेथड ऑफ गांधी बट नॉट हिज सिंसियरिटी इन abolition of untouchability. You may criticize Gandhiji's methods, but not his sincerity. Okay? Understood?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
So it is in this context that Gandhi's method of upliftment of Harijans, that a comparative appraisal of Dr. Ambedkar can be made. Okay. So some people are suggesting that Gandhiji suffered the issue of apartheid in Africa, because of which he talked about removing apartheid. Remember, apartheid is by the state. It is discrimination based on color by the state. It is definitely going to be removed. Whereas it is not equivalent to caste-based discrimination at all, for a very simple reason. This constitution from its very beginning abolished and instructed the state not to discriminate on the basis of caste. So while many parallels are drawn between apartheid and caste discrimination, it is not the same. Apartheid is sanctioned by the state in South Africa, whereas caste discrimination, at least from the freedoms, the day the constitution came into being, at least the state is instructed by the constitution not to discriminate on the basis of caste. In fact, state provides special provisions for people who have faced historical disabilities. However, caste has remained a social problem, or rather I should say caste-based discrimination has remained a social problem, primarily when we have tried to address it politically. We have tried to solve a social problem only via political means, whereas Gandhiji was trying to solve a social problem via social means. So both of them have to be clubbed together. So both the views are definitely correct, that Gandhiji, he was trying to generate social awareness, or he was trying to make it a social movement, so that caste discrimination, which is a social problem in India, from the society, it may become a political problem. वरना अगर ये सिर्फ पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम होता तो 1947 में या 26 नवंबर 1949 और 26 जनवरी 1950 ये प्रॉब्लम समाप्त हो जानी चाहिए थी. When there was clearly mentioned under Article 14 and Article 15, Article 14, no, all citizens, all persons are equal in the eyes of the law. Article 15 says state cannot discriminate on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. So politically, we tried to solve this problem. However, Gandhiji maybe was correct in his assessment that it is a social problem. Its roots are so entrenched. जैसे women का भी discrimination issue है, patriarchy. Again, politically we cannot solve this problem. If we give them reservation, that may be part of the solution, that may not be the solution. Okay, and definitely the two are complementing each other. Dr. Ambedkar, he is going all out on historically and socially imposed disabilities. Gandhiji, he is providing a kind of base for reform in the society, especially change in the hearts and minds of the members of upper caste, members of other caste, those who are discriminating on the basis of religion. क्योंकि इंडिया में तो ये भी एक रियलिटी है that members of scheduled caste are discriminating against members of scheduled caste. Such is the ingrained nature of caste based discrimination in India कि scheduled caste के व्यक्ति में आप देखेंगे कि there are upper caste and lower caste in them. So that is the level in which caste has been, or caste based discrimination has been part of Indian society. Okay, so both the views we will equally appreciate. We will not be combative in UPSC at least. आप अगर प्रधानमंत्री से मिलने जाएंगे, राष्ट्रपति से मिलने जाएंगे, तो आप देखेंगे कि दोनों ही व्यक्तियों की वहां पर पीछे प्रतिमा लगी है. डॉक्टर अंबेडकर की भी लगी है, गांधी जी की भी लगी है, सरदार पटेल की भी लगी है, नेहरू जी की नहीं लगी. Okay. There is usually this is what happens. There is difference of opinion on Gandhiji and Ambedkar even in the chat. It is good. That is what when you are able to express your views. This is what Mill says on freedom of thought, that every individual should be allowed to say their view. That is a way to correct them, or that is a way to get a brilliant idea. या तो आप बहुत सही हो सकते हैं या आप बहुत गलत हो सकते हैं. सही होंगे तो समाज का सुधार करेंगे उस आइडिया से, गलत होंगे तो आपका सुधार हो जाएगा. So definitely we should never refrain from debating. Only thing is the debate should never be about ideologies, personal attacks, etc. Debate should be about ideas. Debate should be about reform, evolution, etc. तो अब क्या बोलते हैं, YouTube की लड़ाई छोड़ के let us come back to the topic, because हमको तो इससे अभी marks चाहिए, which is the sad reality of our life right now. But it is a means to a better end. You study this topic, you get selected, you will be able to practically work both in Dr. Ambedkar's view and Gandhiji's shoes to remove this problem in the society. कम से कम आप अपने जिले में, अपने postings में, अपने personal life में, you will be not going for caste based discrimination. It will slowly end. Such kind of problems will gradually get removed from society. So let us come to Gandhiji's view. So he stood for removal of untouchability on moral and humanist grounds. He said that untouchability is not sanctioned by Hindu religion. It has crept एट द टाइम ऑफ मॉरल डाउनफॉल अनटचेबिलिटी इनके हिसाब से क्या है? assumption of superiority by one person. It is a sin against God and man. Therefore, caste in insofar as denotes distinction between higher and lower is a evil. यही सवाल यूपीएससी ने पूछा था, इनका स्टेटमेंट देख, ठीक है। ही आर्ग्यू, गांधी जी फिर बहुत सारे आर्ग्यूमेंट देंगे कि अगर मैनुअल लेबर कोई देर कर रहा है तो वो डर्टी हो जाता है, जैसे कि एक किसान डर्टी हो जाता है, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं है, there is no rational ground to consider them to be permanently dirty or untouchable, not to speak treating their descendants also as untouchable. ये कहाँ का लॉजिक है? This any rational mind can accept कि एक व्यक्ति, मान लीजिए कि कोई मैनुअल लेबर का काम कर रहा है, उस काम से उनकी प्योरिटी या इम्प्योरिटी कैसे डिफाइन होती है, एंड highly absurd would be to also consider their children also as pure or impure. There is no rational ground. भाई शरीर का प्योर या इम्प्योर होने से आपकी आत्मा प्योर या इम्प्योर थोड़ी हो जाती है। देयर इज अ वेरी गुड एनेक्डोट ऑफ आदि शंकराचार्य। आदि शंकराचार्य जब बनारस जा रहे थे तो उनके सामने भी, आदि शंकराचार्य के सामने भी एक चांडाल आ गया। सो आदि शंकराचार्य के जो फॉलोअर्स थे, दे आस्क्ड दैट यू मूव आउट ऑफ द पाथ, स्टे आउट ऑफ द पाथ ऑफ द स्वामी। आचार्य के रास्ते से आप हट जाइए, you are a chandal, you should not touch him. Then he asked a very pertinent question: what should I remove? This body which you consider dirty, or the soul where your and my soul is the same? Non-dualism, Advait. And immediately Adi Shankaracharya recognized that this person is no other than the great deity, the knowledge of learning, the Adi Yogi. And all of them prostrated and got a very important learning. This is the humility that one of the क्या, the most proficient or the most prolific or the most brilliant philosopher that ever walked on this land, Adi Shankaracharya. Even he is humble enough to accept a lesson. He is humble enough to accept his mistake, and it even enhanced his Advait or philosophy of non-dualism. There is the same philosophy, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya, Jivo Brahmev Napa. Jiva is non-different. Your Jiva, high caste Jiva, low caste Jiva, my Jiva, we are all from that one Brahman. So the philosophy of Advait is not having any scope for caste-based discrimination. Caste may have a practical application for division of labor, which Gandhi ji is saying, which I think in today's day and age is also redundant. क्योंकि आज जो है, there are institutions which are professional institutions which are providing you caste based training. Sorry, not caste based, I mean skill based training. पहले तो क्या होता था कि कास्ट वाले गिल्ड होते थे, वो आप कास्ट गिल्ड के, मर्चेंट गिल्ड के होते थे, ये आपको वो चीजें सिखाते थे। लेकिन टुडे देयर आर प्रोफेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस बाय द गवर्नमेंट, आईटीआईज है, स्किल डेवलपमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, एनीबॉडी फ्रॉम एनी कास्ट कैन गो एंड लर्न एनी स्किल. So even that, in that context also, this inheritance of skill based on caste has become redundant, because skill can now be imparted by the state. Skill can be imparted by YouTube and chat GPT. Okay, so there is one good idea that if you want to remove caste, you have to understand Ambedkar. If you want to reform caste, you have to understand Gandhi. सही बात है, अगर जाति खत्म करनी है तो अंबेडकर को समझिए, और अगर सुधारनी है तो गांधी को पढ़िए. That is the correct analysis of this topic. That if you want to annihilate caste, go Dr. Ambedkar's view. If you want to reform caste, go Gandhiji's view. That is correct analysis. I will answer this question once we have done this topic. Okay, somebody has asked a question in the chat box. I'll answer that once we have done, because again my primary aim is कि हम अपने syllabus से इधर उधर ना चले जाएं YouTube के चक्कर में. That is second. So finally there is no justification for any social group as higher or lower. गांधी जी जो है एक कॉन्सेप्ट देंगे डिग्निटी ऑफ लेबर का, और कहेंगे कि वो व्यक्ति जो हमको इस तरह की सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं, वी अकॉर्ड डिफरेंशियल ट्रीटमेंट. फॉर एग्जांपल सैनिटेशन सर्विसेज के लिए आवर मदर्स, डॉक्टर्स, वी आर अकॉर्डिंग देम स्पेशल स्टेटस. ओके, सो गांधी जी ऑल्सो गिव ट्रेडिशनल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कास्ट से जो है डिविजन ऑफ लेबर होता है, इनहेरिटेंस ऑफ स्किल होता है. इन्होंने ट्रेडिशनल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स भी दिए, और गांधी जी ने कहा कि अनटचेबिलिटी को हटा दीजिए, कास्ट जो है सुधर जाएगा. On the contrary, removal of untouchability would purify the caste system. He said that अगर आपके शरीर में कोई अगली ग्रोथ हो गया है, तो you don't remove the organ. If the crop has weeds, you don't destroy the crop, you remove the weed. Similarly, such untouchability should be removed, not the caste system. Okay, but we will say that गांधी जी का व्यू तो ठीक है, but his own personal beliefs may come in the path of emancipation of the untouchables. For example, Gandhi ji wanted to set up autonomous village republics, whereas Dr. Ambedkar वगैरह कहते हैं कि village जो है den of ignorance है, वहां पर कोई progress नहीं हो सकता. Then there is sufficient evidence to suggest that लिबरेशन जो हुआ मैनुअल स्केवेंजिंग का, वो हुआ नई टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से. गांधी जी नई टेक्नोलॉजी के अगेंस्ट थे. गांधी जी वाज आल्सो अगेंस्ट अर्बनाइजेशन एंड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, जो कि कास्ट सिस्टम को डाइल्यूट करने में सबसे बड़ा रोल रहा है. सो गांधी जी's बिलीव्स में कम इन his beliefs may come in the way of the idea that he has suggested, which is reformation of the caste system by removal of untouchability और caste based discrimination. ओके okay. अब ये जो दोनों का कंपैरिजन है कि कैसे डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं, एक क्वेश्चन में आपने देखा दैट देयर इज डिस्क्रिप्शन. गांधी जो है वो हरिजन कहते हैं, डॉक्टर अंबेडकर जो है उनको अनटचेबल डिप्रेस्ड क्लास कहते हैं. व्हाइट वॉशिंग कैन नॉट सेव एनी डिलैपिडेटेड बिल्डिंग. एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स रिलीजन क्या है? रिलीजन गांधी जी के लिए मोरालिटी है, फाउंडेशन ऑफ मोरालिटी है. अंबेडकर के लिए सर्टेन सोशल फंक्शंस के लिए है. एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स कास्ट सिस्टम, गांधी जी जो है उस कास्ट सिस्टम को इंटीग्रल मानते हैं ऑफ रिलीजन. इट शुड बी रिटेन. डॉक्टर अंबेडकर कहते हैं कि इट इज अ सोर्स ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस एंड देयर शुड बी एनहाइलेशन. और प्रोग्राम में गांधी जी सोशल रिफॉर्म की बात करते हैं और ये मॉरल और मटेरियल अपलिफ्टमेंट की बात करते हैं, whereas डॉक्टर अंबेडकर टॉक्स अबाउट एनहाइलेशन. दिस इज द इंटायर रिविजन. और आप अगर देखेंगे तो इसी पे सवाल पूछा गया. नाउ आई गो बैक टू द क्वेश्चंस एंड नाउ इट विल मेक सेंस टू यू. सो प्लीज फोकस नाउ फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 minutes ऑन द क्वेश्चंस. Kanchan, question 3. Is it making sense now?
Yes, sir.
Question number 13. What is the difference between Gandhi and Ambedkar regarding the caste system? इसमें क्या लिखेंगे दीपेश? Yes, Dipesh is there.
Yes,
Amit,
sir.
हाँ. What will we write? What is the basic difference between Gandhi and Ambedkar regarding the caste system? Notes के कौन सा part लिखेंगे?
Sir, reformation and identifying.
Reformations. Remember last में हमने दोनों का एक टेबल बनाया. गांधी जी कास्ट पे क्या कह रहे हैं, रिलीजन पे क्या कह रहे हैं, अनटचेबल्स को कैसे किस नाम से एड्रेस कर रहे हैं, कौन सा प्रोग्राम दे रहे हैं फॉर रिफॉर्म, राइट. एंड देन वन पैराग्राफ गांधी जी इज सेइंग कास्ट जो है इट इज अ नोवल फीचर, इट शुड बी केप्ट एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. यस.
Yes, sir. Same.
Okay. So now let us start writing. Come to the more mundane things. Before that, let me address if there is some question. One person has asked that idea of caste arrived when invasion started to protect the native population from invaders. But I fail to understand that why do we still need it? Idea of Varna system is there from even before. See, all past societies, there is some or the other way to divide people on the basis of work, division of work. जैसे आज आप देखेंगे कि डॉक्टर हैं, इंजीनियर हैं, सोल्जर हैं, किंग है या पीएम है. There is division or hierarchy in that. So similarly, the most basic kind of hierarchy will come in the work of Manu, based on the, मतलब आसानी से एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए, that Brahma's head is this, chest or chest is this, stomach is this, leg is this, so on and so forth. So the idea basically is that division of the society on the basis of work or occupation has been as old as time. आप अगर ट्राइबल सोसाइटी भी देखेंगे तो उसमें कुछ रेडर्स हैं, कुछ जो है उसमें शूटर्स हैं, कुछ उसमें जो है ट्राइबल लीडर्स हैं, कुछ उसमें जो है ट्राइबल एडवाइजर्स हैं. So it is not the case that this division or hierarchy is unjustified or present even after when only invaders came. The thing is this rigidity and secondly the discrimination based on this. पहली बात तो rigidity आ गई कि भाई राजा का बेटा ही राजा होगा, पहली rigidity तो ये. And secondly then discrimination, that I am from an upper caste, you are from a lower caste, therefore we have access to unequal rights, and more importantly I have the right to exploit you. That is where things became a challenge. Okay, so there is this debate that the word caste come from the word Portuguese was caste and it was not there, etc., etc. There is that ongoing debate. For the purposes of UPSC we don't have to fall into that, but फिलोसफी के इंटरव्यू में डेफिनेटली आपसे ये बात पूछी जा सकती है, और वहां पर आप बिल्कुल जस्टिफाई कीजिए कि डिवीजन जो है वो हमेशा ही सोसाइटी का नेचर रहा है और आगे भी रहेगा. There will always be hierarchies created because that then only the society will function. Even in a communist state there is a division. कम्युनिस्ट स्टेट का तो बेसिस ही है प्रोलिटेरिएट और बुर्जुआ के बीच में. बाद में भले वो कहें कि स्टेटलेस हो जाएगा, जो कि कभी कास्टलेस हो जाएगा, जो कभी अचीव नहीं होता. अगर होना होता तो चाइना में अभी why do they have a president and a premier? Why do they have a military general? Okay, so the idea is that it is not born because of the invasion theory. Definitely the rigidities might have crept because of it. Any other doubt for anybody on this topic? Otherwise we will start writing. ये बताइए आप सभी लोगों को क्वेश्चन क्या है और हमारे सिलेबस कितना लिमिटेड है, ये समझ आ गया कि जो क्वेश्चंस हैं दे आर वेरी लिमिटेड एंड दे कैन बी इजीली रिटन. अमिता, दीपेश, कंचन, आदित्य.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt with respect to this, or you want to express your view? You have some innovative way to solve the problem of caste-based discrimination. Because definitely in GS we are going to discuss caste-based census. Okay, caste-based census is not a problem, but that data should be restricted only for public policy purposes. And definitely merit should not become the lowest concern of the state, because as a nation we have to move forward. Growth has to come along with distribution, social justice, etc. So we will have to think of what are the resources that we can distribute based on the caste based census, and especially this caste based census should not become a tool for political purposes. तो हमको कैसे ensure करना है, that is where that entire brain should go. Per se caste based census giving benefits on the basis of this caste based census is not at all wrong. It is pure, it is absolutely justified. However, the problem is it may accentuate caste based feeling. It may become a tool for caste based politics or vote bank politics in India. That is what we will be discussing when we will discuss this time caste based census in GS2. Any other doubt? Yes. चलिए एक दो क्वेश्चन लिख लीजिए जो कि फेयरली इजी है, एंड देन आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू रीड दिस नोट्स and then try to write the answer simply, not by copy pasting the note. So बहुत simple question है. Critically evaluate Gandhi ji's views on eradication of caste discrimination. Just note down this question. Time is 8:03. I am giving you 10 minutes. Start writing. I will even show the notes while you are writing the answer. Do refer to the notes and write. Okay. You have to mail your answers. Please write the question. I'll also clean it for you so that you can write it easy. देख के लिखिए, कोई बात नहीं. कहीं कहीं कुछ कुछ स्पेलिंग्स मिस्टेक होंगी इसमें, जैसे नर्सेस की स्पेलिंग वगैरह, सो प्लीज बी माइंडफुल ऑफ इट. Yes, let us check the answer. Caste is not a sin. Caste discrimination is. Okay. Gandhi stood for removal of discrimination and untouchability by root and branch and moral. Branch. Gandhiji's view, he believed that untouchability was not sanctioned by Hinduism. It has crept due to moral and material downfall. According to him, any thought which supports the distinction of superior or inferior. इसको यहाँ पे लेके आइए introduction. He argued that those who performed manual labor got only bodily death. ठीक बात है. Farmer on the field. He gave a solution of bread labor or dignity of labor. Okay, to introduce dignity of labor. ठीक बात है. Then write the other arguments. The argument of appreciation for those who are providing such kind of manual services. For example, nurses, doctors. Then he talked about that if the body has some kind of ugly growth, that is removed to heal the body. If the crop has weed, we go for weedicide to protect the crop. Okay. So all these points you definitely mention. Then critique, Gandhiji failed to address the cause of people doing manual labor and why only certain castes are involved. Ambedkar rejects. हाँ, तो यहाँ पर इसके बजाय हम लिखें that Gandhiji's beliefs might come as a hindrance in upliftment. Dr. Ambedkar rejected the sugar coating of by the term Harijan, says no amount of whitewashing can come. ठीक बात है. Ambedkar then wanted to abolish caste discrimination by annihilation. For Gandhi, question of untouchability was one of life and death. If it survives, then Hinduism persists. It does not, then, and so does India. But if untouchability persists, if untouchability, what is this? Then certainly has a definite message for the world. Okay. Question of untouchability was one of life and death. If it survives, then Hinduism perishes, and so does India. Please write neatly. But if untouchability perishes from Hindu heart and root, then certainly has a definite message for the world. Okay. Overall good answer. Only work on introduction. It should be not looking like a GS introduction. So in this only I'll write the answer format, or maybe I'll write the answer itself. यहीं पे आंसर लिख देते, then I'll check the other copies. Please tell me the question. Kanchan.
Critically analyze the social and political.
Critically analyze the
Social and political significance.
Social and political significance
Of Ambedkar's notion of.
Ambedkar's notion.
Notion
ये
of.
ये
Annihilation
कौन
of
सा
caste.
सवाल बता. नहीं नहीं, हम तो गांधी जी वाला लिख रहे हैं ना।
Sorry, I mistakenly wrote the first one.
I also wrote the same. That's what I thought.
अरे ये दिया था क्या? इवन आई एम कंफ्यूज ना।
This question was only that only.
नहीं नहीं, गांधी जी वाला ही तो दिया था, तभी तो मैंने स्क्रीन पे गांधी जी का कंटेंट
हाँ,
दिखाया है।
that's
I
why I
was
had to
so
say.
confused. Why did you
यस।
give this one?
हाँ, सो आई गेव गांधी जी वाला ही।
Sorry, sir, but I wrote
नो
that.
इशूज, नो इशूज। चलिए आप बताइए, इसी में लिख देते। जस्ट टेल मी द सेकंड क्वेश्चन। डू यू हैव द सेकंड क्वेश्चन? अच्छा,
No,
इनने
sir,
लिखा
I don't have. No, I wrote first one only.
So a question would be critically evaluate Gandhiji's views on eradication of caste discrimination.
क्रिटिकली इवेलुएट
Gandhiji's views on
व्यूज ऑन
eradication of caste discrimination. 2022 वाला question तो यही था, यही मतलब if I'm not wrong, sir.
ऑन इरेडिकेशन
Caste discrimination.
ऑफ कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन। यस, आगे।
That's it, sir. मतलब
बस इतना ही है।
yes, sir. 2022 वाला question तो इतना ही है, sir.
हाँ, 2022 ही है ये।
Yes, sir. That much only.
जस्ट अ सेकंड, लेट मी आल्सो कंफर्म इफ दिस इज द क्वेश्चन। ठीक है, हाँ यही क्वेश्चन है, 2022। So in the introduction, we will write that Gandhiji considered the notion of या ऐसा लिख लेते हैं, गांधी जी termed the assumption of superiority. I'm writing from the notes only. Assumption of superiority by any person over another on the basis of birth in a caste as a sin. According to him, untouchability is not sanctioned by, और untouchability does not have religious sanction, ये भी लिख सकते हैं, and has crept during its downfall. Therefore, he presents moral and humanist arguments for removal of caste of untouchability and defense of caste system. अनटचेबिलिटी के बजाय आप चाहें तो कीवर्ड ये यूज कर सकते हैं, इरेडिकेशन ऑफ कास्ट बेस्ड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, दैट कीवर्ड आल्सो यू कैन यूज. सो व्हाट आर द आर्ग्यूमेंट्स? फर्स्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट, यस, जल्दी जल्दी बताइए. Those who perform manual labor become dirty only
Body.
bodily. It is absurd and illogical to consider them as permanently dirty. ऐसा लिख लीजिए, it is illogical to consider them as permanently dirty and absurd to consider their descendants dirty as well. Example, farmer plowing in a field becomes physically dirty or bodily dirty. Then he introduced the idea of bread labor. That is the minimum amount of physical work which all human beings should do to enforce or enhance dignity of labor. Third, society appreciates and expresses gratitude society appreciates and expresses gratitude towards nurses, mothers, sanitation workers for their services. Fourth, if body develops ugly growth, it should be cut off, just as, or yeah, as a, just as crop develops weed. So elimination of caste based discrimination will purify caste, which will then serve. He has written one very beautiful line in appreciation of caste based, sorry, of caste, that caste may be regarded as man's successful experiment for social adjustment in the laboratory of Indian society. However, हम ऐसा लिखते हैं, while one may question, yeah, this we will write in conclusion. Here, let us write, however, some of Gandhiji's beliefs may stand in the way of upliftment of Harijans, he was against industrialization and urbanization, which has diluted caste consciousness today. Second, सेव कर लिया जाए, नहीं तो गायब हो जाएगा. कहा था ना गायब हो जाएगा. He was against new technology, which has ended the evil of manual labor. Sorry, evil of manual scavenging. Dr. Ambedkar considered villages as dens of ignorance, which Gandhiji considered as village republics. Now, इसका पेज थोड़ा सा छोटा होता है compared to the UPSC page. That is why it is going into the 4th page. And therefore, recommended annihilation of caste. While one may question Gandhian method for removal of caste-based discrimination, one cannot question his intention. That is one conclusion, or you can conclude with Sarvodaya. That is moral upliftment of the rich and material upliftment of the okay. So this is the answer. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Yes. Yes, no.
No.
Okay. So let us now write one question on Dr. Ambedkar. Just write of question of 2021. Discuss the views of Dr. Ambedkar regarding caste discrimination in Indian society. What are the measures suggested by him for its elimination? Explain. Very simple question, very direct question, simply a copy paste of the notes. So start writing, practice कर लीजिए इसको, इसके through आप notes को याद कर लीजिए. So 8:46, exactly 10 minutes, 8:56. Start writing. कंचन, दीपेश, क्वेश्चन ठीक लिखिएगा.
Yes, sir.
फिलोसफी में 300 लाना बहुत इजी है यार. ये अगले दो दो ढाई महीने नीब की मेहनत है बस. Once you have written all the answers, it's done, over. Yes, written the answer.
Yes.
Discuss the views of Dr. Ambedkar regarding caste discrimination in Indian society. What are the measures he suggested? Dr. Ambedkar argued that caste system is rooted in Hindu religious. पहले तो आप ये लिख दीजिए कि the source of inequality in Indian society is caste. It is rooted in its most evil problem or evil form of untouchable. Evil form of untouchability. Then you mentioned untouchability is sanctioned by Varna system. Varna system is by Brahmanical religion. Brahmanical religion is based in authority and political power. एक सेंटेंस में एक इंट्रोडक्शन में ये बैकग्राउंड दे दीजिए. Okay. He insisted on calling them not as Harijans but untouchables because soothing names and soft palliatives will hardly serve any purpose. Dr. Ambedkar equated them to slavery with no responsibility. बिल्कुल ठीक है. He was convinced that annihilation was the solution to this end. Okay. He analyzed and refuted the traditional arguments in favor of later for abolition of caste. The first phase of social religious reform movement was successful in reforming the Hindu family, while Dr. Ambedkar took the reform movement for क्या लिखा है आपने?
And was successful in reforming.
Yes, took to reform Hindu society. According to him, caste system has demoralized, disintegrated the Hindu society. He viewed that a Hindu's public is his caste, his responsibility is only to his caste, his loyalty. ठीक बात. ठीक है, अब ये थोड़ा सा इसको अवॉइड कर लीजिए क्योंकि हमको सजेशंस भी लिखने हैं. एक पेज में आपने पहला पार्ट लिख दिया. ठीक है, अगर 15 मार्कर का है देन इट्स ओके. Five steps to abolish this intercaste and interdining. ठीक है. He suggests intercaste and interdining scientific and rational, and to the untouchables he gives 5 steps or solutions. Untouchables should dissociate from traditional bonds of dragging cattle, etc. Untouchables should try to restore their self-respect. How? By getting professionally trained, educated and moving to
urban
cities. Yes, they should be represented at all levels by the government. They should become educated. अच्छा आगे लिख दिया आपने. All forms of caste must be abolished and functions of the priest at various ceremonies should be performed by trained persons. ठीक है. Conclusion.
time is actually time.
Okay. So conclusion में you can write that Dr. Ambedkar's view on annihilation of caste paved the way for introduction of Article 17, abolition of untouchability, and its practice in any form, and affirmative action in the form of reservation in educational institutions and public employment. Article 15 and 16. That can be, or you can write a philosophical conclusion also. Dr. Ambedkar's view on caste, annihilation of caste, is a important propounder for bringing social justice or for enforcing the trioka of liberty, equality, fraternity. Okay, overall answer is good. I don't need to write this answer because it is fairly direct. Okay, you have written the most important points. You have used the important lines, so it is a good enough answer. So we have written the two views. Rest of the questions, please solve as homework. Okay, any of the questions, solve as homework and send it to me. In next class, we will be moving to the next topic. We will be doing gender discrimination, social progress, individual rights and duties. Sorry, individual and state rights, duties and responsibilities. In your socio-political part and in your Western philosophy, we will be writing about Berkeley and Hume. So next week on Saturday, Sunday, Berkeley, Hume, and gender discrimination, individual and state rights and duties. So please revise this, complete it, and come in the next class. अंबेडकर और गांधी कास्ट पे अगर कोई और क्वेश्चन लिखना चाहें तो लिख के जरूर भेज दीजिए. ओके, सो दैट इज ऑल फॉर टुडे. थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम एंड पेशेंस.
So,
Thank you, sir.
यस.
but Gandhiji's views के regarding I just had I need some clarifications. उनका जो पहले का मतलब he was always in favor of वर्ण सिस्टम, करेक्ट है? चतुर्वर्ण का जो उनका कॉन्सेप्ट था, फोर फोल्ड ऑर्डर, वो हेरिडिटरी ऑक्यूपेशनल डिविजन्स के लिए वो क्रिटिसिज्म उतना बहुत स्कार्सली एड्रेस था उनका. बट 1933 तक ही वाज लाइक कि पहले हमें अनटचेबिलिटी को खत्म करना है एंड वी विल क्रॉस द अदर ब्रिज लेटर. 1947 के बाद ही मतलब बिगिन टू डायरेक्टली स्पीक आउट अगेंस्ट द वर्ण सिस्टम. तो ये पॉइंट को हमें मेंशन करना है कहीं पे? और
नॉट एट ऑल, इट इज बियॉन्ड आवर स्कोप.
ओके ओके ओके.
हमको गांधी जी में इतना ही कहना है, he has given moral and humanist arguments for defense of caste system and removal of untouchability. And criticism में लिखेंगे कि while Gandhiji's method, while Gandhiji's arguments are fine, however, his beliefs may be a hindrance in the upliftment because he does not believe in industrialization, technology, urbanization, wo wala part. And then Dr. Ambedkar believed that any kind of soft palliatives, etc., will not solve their problem. For example, by calling them Harijan, whitewashing से जो है बिल्डिंग नहीं बचेगी, we have to bring it down. और कंक्लूजन में लिखेंगे while we may criticize his method, sorry, while we may comment on his method but not on his intentions.
तो ओके सर.
Sir,
Never, हाँ.
So there's the question whichever asks the differences between Gandhi's views and Ambedkar's views. Should we write their both views separately, like one after the other, or can we draw like a column between and show the differences? How are we supposed to answer those questions?
Best way is to first write and send it to.
So I've sent it.
You should actually struggle no in that. अगर मैं बता ही दूंगा और ये तो वो हो गया कि भाई इस आंसर को कैसे लिखें, बीच में लाइन खींच के लिखें.
No, sir. I just asking the pattern.
I understood your point, but I want you to struggle.
Okay, sir.
You write and send, and then we will discuss.
Okay.
Yes. Any other doubt? Okay.
Sir,
So thank
actually,
you. हाँ बोलिए.
सर आपने जो कल क्वेश्चन दिए थे लॉग के 2 क्वेश्चंस.
लॉग का आइडेंटिटी ऑफ रिलेशन एंड डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ सब्सटेंस.
यस, थियरी ऑफ सब्सटेंस.
हाँ थ्योरी ऑफ. आप
सर
सेंड कर दीजिए.
उसका
हाँ बोलिए.
सर आधा ही लिखा एक्चुअली. उसके आगे थोड़ा स्टक हो गया कि आगे और कैसे कंटिन्यू करें.
अच्छा. तो एक बार
Yes.
आप अभी आपने भेजा है उस आंसर को.
No, sir, I didn't send because it's incomplete.
So just complete it and then send it to me. You and I will sit 1-to-1 and discuss it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you everyone for your time and patience. Enjoy your Sunday.